Before attempting to intubate, you should check all your equipment. Lock the laryngoscope blade into the handle and test the light. Several sizes of endotracheal tube should be available. Test that the cuff is intact. A malleable stylet allows the endotracheal tube to be bent to any desired shape.
The Macintosh laryngoscope has two parts, a handle and a blade, which connect. Most contemporary Macintosh laryngoscope handles contain a blade and a bulb providing light conducted through a fiber light bundle to the distal end of the blade. The blade is designed to facilitate displacement and control of the tongue. The tip is designed to be placed in the vallecula to lift the epiglottis and expose the glottis. The battery and light source of the laryngoscope.
Be sure that the suction catheter is secured within easy reach.
Ensure that the equipment is prepared and check that the laryngoscope is working and the cuff on the tube inflates and deflates properly. Pre-oxygenate the patient with bag and mask ventilation for up to 1 minute before attempting to intubate.
Proper head position will improve visualization of the larynx. Leave the head in the neutral position if there may be a neck injury. Otherwise, elevate the patient's head on a couple of towels and extend the neck.
Epiglottis must be elevated by a gentle jaw lift.
Standing behind the patient with the head in the sniffing the morning air position, with the left hand, insert the curved blade of the laryngoscope into the mouth over the right side of the tongue, displacing it to the left and upwards.
Hold the laryngoscope with the left hand and open the mouth with the right. Gently slide the blade into the mouth, being careful not to pinch the lips or the tongue against the teeth. Insert the blade on the right side of the tongue, displacing the tongue towards the left.
Held by the left hand, while the right hand is used to open the mouth, while ensuring that the lips and teeth are clear of the blade. The blade is slowly advanced to the base of the tongue, which is displaced to the left of the blade. Once the epiglottis is identified, the tip of the
Advance the laryngoscope slightly until the tip of the epiglottis can be seen posterior to the back of the tongue. Advance the tip of the laryngoscope blade into the vallecula between the epiglottis and the tongue.
The blade is then advanced into the vallecula, and the hyoepiglottic ligament is pressed.
With the handle of the laryngoscope pointing away from you at 45 degrees, lift upwards and away to lift up the tongue and epiglottis, to display the vocal cord, the tongue and epiglottis.
The laryngoscope is lifted gently to avoid damage to upper dentition. If the epiglottis cannot be seen clearly, external pressure applied to the larynx can be used to improve the view. Once the glottis is visible,
with the right hand, insert the endotracheal tube from the right-hand side of the mouth directly between the cords and into the trachea until the cuff passes through the cords. The markings on the tube at the incisors will show between 21 and 24 centimeters in the average-sized adult when the tube is in position.
Visualized, the endotracheal tube is introduced at the right corner of the mouth. The endotracheal tube is then placed through the cords and advanced until the cuff passes beyond the cords.
An assistant should gently pull on the right side of the cheek to enhance visibility of the glottis. Hold the endotracheal tube in your right hand. While maintaining your view of the vocal cords, insert the endotracheal tube into the right side of the patient's.
Advance the tube from the right side of the mouth, keeping the glottic opening in view. Tip the tube up and in, advancing until the cuff just disappears beyond the vocal cords.
Remove the laryngoscope and inflate the cuff with approximately 15 mL of air to prevent air leaking during ventilation. Attach the tube to the bag and valve apparatus and ventilate the patient with the oxygen flow on 12 to 15 liters per minute. Confirm the position of the tube by auscultating over the apices of the lungs, the axillae and the stomach. If it is not in the correct position, deflate the cuff and remove the tube. Resort back to bag and mask ventilation and repeat the intubation process from the beginning. If the tube is in too far, the right lung will be ventilated only via the right main bronchus. If this occurs, deflate the cuff and withdraw the tube 2 to 3 centimeters. Re-inflate the cuff and recheck the position.
Placement of the tube in the trachea must be confirmed, preferably with detection of carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide will be reliably and consistently detected within the first 6 breaths of an endotracheal intubation, and with each exhalation thereafter, except in some cases of cardiac arrest when gas exchange may not occur.
The tube should be confirmed by the presence of end-tidal CO2.
The opaque line embedded in the endotracheal tube is well positioned at the level of the mid-trachea and not in either mainstem bronchus. Note that radiography cannot be relied upon to detect esophageal intubation. If available, you should use an endotracheal tube holder to secure the tube, as these devices aid in the prevention of accidental displacement. If such a device is not available, tape may be used instead. First, attach the tape to the patient's cheek and then wrap it circumferentially around the tube. Next, affix the free end of the tape to the patient's other cheek.
Tracheal intubation under direct laryngoscopy remains the gold standard technique and is generally easier for most patients. However, successful intubation requires proper preparation of the patient and equipment, proper positioning of the head and neck, as well as good intubating technique.